As said in the previous episode of Rebelle Revealed, we're gonna add some texture to the leaves in this episode. Not only that, we're also gonna do the plants and do that tree. So then everything growing is ready, and then in another episode we can do actually the house itself. Well, let me show you how to add some structure and some texture to the leaves. Oh, let's go. Now this looks nice, but I want to add one more layer to it. I'm going to do that actually on top of these two, and that should automatically turn. No, it doesn't turn into a clipping mask, so I have to set this new layer to a clipping mask so that all the others are clipping masks again too. And I want to bring in a little bit of texture into the leaves, and for that I need a different brush. And I have some choices now. I could bring in some granulation, or I could do some splatters. I think I might go with some granulation on this one, the granulation 2. Let's give that a try. And what we're going to do, we're going to play a little bit with the color. So I'm going back to the original color. And let's add a mid-tone first, and let's see what's happening. The opacity is low, very low on this one. Let's go for 40%. The water is fine. Let's see what's happening. It's a clipping mask. We're going to do it on this one. That is nice. And just a little bit of structure on it. And for this I'm still keeping the engine on pause, because if I unpause it, it will start going everywhere. And just a little bit of, I'm gonna zoom in. There you go, you can see it nicely. A little bit of structure to the leaves. And we're going with 2 colors actually on this one. And really roughly on it, just everywhere, adding a little bit of texture to this. So that it's not that uniform in color, but gets more of that watercolor idea. There you go, good. A little bit there, just on the whole leaf a little bit. Now we're going for a darker color. Let's do this again. And on the darker side, let's, well actually most of the leaf, let's do the whole leaf too. Add slightly darker one too. See, and that brings in some nice color nuances. And probably we should do a very light one too. There you go. And now let's go for a nice and light one too. And we're just bringing in some texture into the leaves. Not having such a uniform color. A little bit of texture and transition between the colors. There too, see, and that makes it really nice. There we go. I think I'm okay with that. Might want to add a little bit of lighter color around there. All right there. I missed just a little bit, and now we have some nice structure in it. I'm going to dry this. I'm going to give the total overview. I'm going to check these, see how I like these. I think I'm good with these two. Right, there you go. Dry it, and that's done. That should be, that is the way I'm gonna do my leaves. And now our leaves are looking really good. I'm not gonna do anything more on them. We're gonna move to the plants and that tree and paint them too, give them some nice colors, and then we're ready with this episode. Now the plants and the tree and the grass I'm actually gonna do on the same layer, since this is the front layer and the rest goes behind it, so we might just as well tackle these two. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm not going to use the same green color for this. I'm going back to my color set and there's a different green color. We have the choice of this green or this green. I like this green. Yes, let's do this for the foliage. Now I need to go back to my regular brush, the round brush, and I'm gonna paint these in. Yes, that is a good color, but it is too light. Let's go nice and bright. There you go, I like that. And I'm just gonna do exactly the same as with the leaves. Paint this in. Now I switch the engine back on. And there's not much water in. I've got it on 43%. Let's see, I think I'm okay with that. It's not running too far out. No, that's okay. And let's do this one too then. Give it basically the same color. And there we go, on the bottom a little bit. And again, if I go outside of the painting too much, I can always, I like that, erase the parts I don't like. Well, while on the tree, let's give it some hints of some dark tones. Let this run a little bit, but not too far. There you go, nice. Same here. Let it run, not too far. So I'm stopping it, I'm watching, I'm letting it run, and then I'm saying, ah, that's far enough. All right, good. Now I'm really curious if we have a brown color. Did it give us a nice brown? There you go. That is a very strong brown color. Let's take this one, the second color. Yeah, I like that. Smaller brush. And again, on the same layer, let's do the trunk, though I think this is quite strong, this color. Let's check that color. How is that? Oh, that would work nicer. I'm gonna go for this color. There you go. Let's do the brush even smaller and paint in that second color. I want some darker tone there. There you go. Stop. I need to do this with on the other layers in a minute. Oh, missed a little bit there. Let's go for that. Good. And I'm going to do the grass now too, since we're at it. The grass color, let's pick this color for the grass. I've got this on 100%. You could paint this in and then use a liner. I'm going to go slightly larger. I'm going to paint this in, first of all, this color. There you go. I'm going to erase that in a minute. All right, now add slightly darker color to the bottom. Now I'm going to that color. I'm going to make it nice and light. I'm going to pick the liner. I want to dry it first. And now I see this moves into the trunk. We're going to correct that in a minute. All right, I've got a huge liner, which I don't want to have. I want a smaller liner. Ah, that's good. And I'm going to just add a little bit of grass like this. Good. And I think I'm fine with this. The only thing I need to correct is this here. And for that, let me pause the engine. Go back to that brown color. see if I can, that is good. I can add a little bit of that, but what I could do instead is take the eraser, erase that green part out, and now go back and add in the brown, add another layer to it, even go slightly there, and there we go. Good. I want to bring in the light color. I'm going to do that the same. So that green that we picked, I'm going to go nice. It is nice and light. No, that's a different green. Huh? I need this green back. This one is for the tree. Nice and light. Let's go for a round brush. Add a little hint of green, and I like to mix this in. There you go. I like that. I don't think I need a darker tone. Yeah, I was gonna do that. I do have a tablet too that is touch, actually a computer that is touch, which I have not installed everything on yet. So I can't do that on this one. This one is not touch. I'm gonna erase, by the way, a little bit on the hair. There you go. This one needs to move with the pen and the key. I'm going to add that light color here too. Light on top. And I'm going to blend this in nicely. There you go. All right, good. Okay, that's that. Now I got to take one look at the pot. One thing I'm going to do is here erase a little bit. Oh, I need to go to the right layer. And that is not erasing, that is drawing. I don't want that. All right. And also in these ones, I don't need anything darker. Let's take an overview. That looks pretty decent and pretty good to me. Some light parts, some dark parts. We've got the grass. Now I'm going to do the pots. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this image, the photograph itself. I'm going to move this on top of everything. I'm going to do it in its full opacity. I want to take a look at these pots, what color they have. All right, a grayish color, and I'm going to go with that. Okay. And I think I'm still going to do that on the same layer, but if I do so, I have the risk that everything runs into that one. So I'm going to add one more layer on top of it, do the pots in its own new layer. Let's see if we can find a color for it. That might just be this color or somewhere here. Let's go for that. Is kind of purple. Let's just paint that in. Ah, that is not the right color, is it? This one. I like that better. That is grayish. How about this color? That would be slightly too dark. That's too purple for me. That is a nice color. Although too dark, but that would work. I'm gonna do two colors. I'm gonna start with this dark color here. I should do that the other way around. So I'm going to use this color and I'm going to use this lighter color. Let's start with the lighter color first. Paint in the pot. There we go. All right, the second one too. Okay, and now I'm going to get that darker color, totally different color. I'm going to add some of these darker parts right there. Let it flow in. Stop, please. Get a small brush. Do the bottom here, this bottom here too. That flow in a little bit. Stop. Good. And slightly right there, under there. And oh, there you go. Under there too. Stop. That's good enough. All right, I want a lighter part here too, of course, but I'm gonna just take a lighter color. This is a night light color. Of course, that's not gonna work, Benjamin, because this is watercolor. You can't bring in the nice light color, although I do like this color. I want to actually paint it in a little bit, let that flow in a little bit. I like the color. It's a nice color. All right, we basically need a layer on top of it to really see that light color. There you go. Now that's not the right spot. I want it slightly higher. There you go, a little bit there. There we go. I'm going to take that blender and start blending this a little bit. There you go. Do that here too. Pick up the light color. I like that. Now this needs slightly to go that way. There we go. Let's stop this. And these two I'm gonna just basically merge together by merging these layers. There we go, because that can be one layer. And that's it. Now I've got the pots too. I've got the tree. I've got my leaves. The house I'll leave for the next one. And now we've got all of the green growing stuff in our painting. Next up is the house. At least we're going to start with the house. I'm pretty sure we're not going to make that house in one session, so probably a few episodes. But for now, this episode is done, and I'll see you in the next one.